G'day and welcome back to RC Model Reviews for another not so weekly news. And my goodness, I was just checking the calendar. It's been actually too long since I did a weekly news. It's terrible. I've been so damn busy here. And let's have a look at the calendars. What have we got? This is the Mammatus clouds over Mascot, New South Wales. Look at that. That's the September picture. There you go. Look at that. Brilliant. Beautiful. That's the Australian Met Service calendar that I was sent. And here is the calendar by Luca. And this one we have in, what is it? It's an EF2000. Remember, Luca takes all his own pictures and makes this calendar, which I'm lucky enough to get one of. Looks like every year. Brilliant. Thank you very much to people that send me those calendars. That's brilliant. Now, what have I got here? A lot of stuff has come in. And by now, I should have posted the first of the videos, which is going to explain how to, well, all about electrical theory and electronics. So hopefully you'll be able to get your ham ticket and get into frequencies for FPV and things that you can't legally otherwise do in a lot of countries, the USA, for example. So stay tuned. This one I've just finished, the one that I'm putting, well, that I've probably already put up because I did some later ones and I thought I really need to do the very basics first. So I've done a basic one today on what is electricity. That'll be the first one up, and now I'm going to roll the other ones out, hopefully one a day until they're all done. Brilliant, excellent. So people have been saying, where are all the videos? Well, they've been all rolled up here waiting for this one video I did today. And of course the weather's picking up here, Southern Hemisphere, woohoo, spring is coming. It's raining today, of course, as it does when I come out to do videos, but the weather's really improving, so we'll get more flight videos. And again, everyone's saying, where are the fixed wing reviews? And I'm right there with you. I mean, absolutely. Fortunately, I have been flying some fixed wing in the last few days. And if you go to my XJet channel, you'll see what I mean. There's been a bit of fixed wing activity, and I've got some more fixed wing coming. I've got the TBRC wing. That'll be nearly, that will be completed, hopefully, for a video review very shortly. And also this came in. This is the MiniRace Speed Wing. Well, this is part of it. It's only a little bit of it because I've got the rest in the box ready for the build. Don't know, can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. Now this is a FPV racing wing. Fixed wing FPV racing is getting quite big actually, and it's a nice part of the hobby. Multi-rotor racing is fine, but fixed wing FPV racing, it's also pretty damn cool. Now I've done that with my Bonsai, but this is a purpose-built racing wing. You can see thin section. Now this is an early production unit, well, not a production unit, it's an early prototype. So these are going to be molded rather than hot wire cut, and the guys that are working on these are really excited about them, and I'm quite keen to get this in the air and get it flying too. So this is going to be a priority. So I'll put the TBRC wing up against this, and we'll see how they stack up with it. The TBRC wing isn't really a purpose-built FPV racing wing. It's more of a, I don't think anyway. We'll find out when I finished it, but there you go. So fixed wings on its way. People don't grizzle, don't complain too much more. What else have I got? Well, a lot of people have been saying, when are you going to review the Prosight? This is the HD FPV system. I've seen a few other people reviewed it, and there's been Rotor Riot who've done a video on it. So I'm going to have a look at it myself. We're going to check out the Prosight and see whether it's worth the money, see whether the HD really does make a difference. I'm going to look at how it compares to an analog system. So we're going to put a model, probably a fixed wing, because you know they carry the payload better. We're going to fly it with this and with one of the best possible analog setups. That'll be probably an HS1177, maybe the new Runcam Eagle, which is a really nice camera that I'll be reviewing shortly. And then we'll look at the quality, the difference in the quality of the video, how it handles noise, how it handles distance, and we'll compare. We'll see whether this is affected by analog systems, whether this affects analog systems, how compatible are they in the field, do they interfere with each other. Lots of things to look at with this, going to be really exciting, so stay tuned for that. Now the weather is picking up. Also I've got some new stuff from the head eagle spelled backwards, Aomway? Can't the Chinese come up with a name that's easy to pronounce instead of Elgae and Aomway and, you know, what about Bob? This is the new antenna from Bob. Well, it's not, it's this. It's, look at that. You probably see what's inside there. Maybe, hopefully the lighting, I'm not going to tell you straight away, but hopefully you will see in there what's in there. What's concerned me a little bit is on the box, what does it say? What does it say here? Right-hand circular polarization, they say on the box. Probably can't read that, probably won't focus. Is that a circularly polarized antenna? What do you think? Comments in the space provided by YouTube, if you like. It doesn't look like a circularly polarized antenna for me. I'm going to check it out. I have had my concerns with Aomway in the past. I mean, that patch they did was utter crap, and they withdrew it from the market, I think, after I reviewed it and showed that it was just crap. Is this going to be better? Is it circularly polarized? Stay tuned. I'll review it, and we'll find out. How much gain do they claim? They claim it has got where is it? Ooh, 13 dBi of gain, 13 dBi. That means you should get a 20 times stronger signal out of this than you get out of a, what they call an isotropic radiator. Given that most antennas have about a 1 dB, so you're about 15 times the gain of a cloverleaf antenna. Is it going to do it? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll test it, put it through the usual rigors. Now, this also came in this week. Look at that. What a wonderful idea. It's a quadcopter with a motor on the back, isn't it? Now, you've seen them before. This is the Screamer from Foxtech FPV. Now, I did a little bit of a look at the Screamer. I put it on the bench. I gave you my thoughts on it, and I said, I think these top and bottom plates are too thin. I said they're built for lightness, not for strength. And I was concerned about the thin 0.9mm carbon plates top and bottom. I was also concerned about the mounting of the FPV transmitter on the side, how that wasn't really, it was a bit how you're going. And also concerned about the FPV camera being mounted on the little Mobius platform. Well, guess what? All of those things have been addressed. This is the version next. I don't know, it's not version 2, 1.2 or something, 1.1. They've addressed virtually all the issues that I raised. That top marks to Foxtech for doing that. They're listening to the market, and they are, changing stuff when there's a deficiency or a problem or a fault or a perceived weakness. They've been addressing it. But these top plates and bottom plates, not a perceived weakness. I'm going to show you my other Screamer. Yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? As you can see. My fears about the top and bottom plates being too thin were definitely on the money. I flew this, and for some reason at one stage I cranked up the thrust motor and the damn thing just barrel rolled into the ground. I don't know why, but it did. And it was only from a height of about maybe 5 meters onto grass, onto wet grass, because it's winter here, and it broke in half. So my concerns about the fragility of those plates was definitely a good concern to have. And to their credit, as I say, they have taken this and they have improved it by making virtually all the changes that I suggested. Top marks, Foxtech. Now, having said that, I'd like to say to any Chinese manufacturer out there, why not send me the stuff first so I can look at it and say, this is good, this is bad. Then you don't have to send out a version 1 and update it to a version 2. It's better to send a really good product right from the get-go instead of just send out something and then wait for the complaints to come back and fix it. But Foxtech have fixed it up. I'm going to get that Screamer going in the next few days. I'm really looking forward to it. The other one, it had a few issues. As I say, the transmitter was faulty and things, but they sent me a new transmitter, so I'll be looking at that transmitter to see if it's has any faults like the other one did. I don't think it will. I think I was just unlucky with the other Radiolink 89. So we'll go through the whole process again, see what happens on a version 2 of a product, how much improvement they've made. That's going to be an interesting exercise in itself. Now finally, here's something that my Patreon supporters have already seen. It is the Airbot. Look at that. Bop, 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 bop. No, I should have put fixed exposure on my camera because it goes all dark when you get a lot of light. There we go. The Airbot from Walkera. And Walkera, as you know, they do a lot of consumer drone products. I don't usually review consumer drone products. DJI offered to send me a Phantom 4, and well, I haven't taken them up on the offer because every man and his dog has reviewed the Phantom 4. There's nothing really that I can add to the reviews. People know how they work, so it would be probably a waste of my time. Probably not many of my viewers would be that interested. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I wouldn't think many of the audience of RC model reviews would be interested because it's already a mature product in the marketplace. So I said to Phantom, yeah, okay, I'll think about it. And I haven't taken them up. So well, how does that go? Turning down in New Zealand, a $2,500 quadcopter for free? Nah. Oh, well, that's what I do because I'm not in it to get free stuff. I'm in it to tell you guys what's good and what's crap. Now, this thing came. They didn't tell me they were sending it. So when it arrived, I was thinking, what on earth is this? And I've got to tell you, I have mixed feelings about this thing. I'll be doing a quick look at it in a video you'll see fairly shortly. But to give you a bit of a rundown, it is, as you'd expect, it's a drone. It's got GPS, it's got position hold, it's got return to home, it's got circle mode. It's all the sort of stuff you can squeeze out of an APM. It's probably got an APM in there, I don't know. So nothing really fantastic in that respect. It has a 4K camera, which is good, but it's not gimbaled. It's just mounted it's just on the front, so it's not gimbaled. So maybe they've used electronic gimbaling, I don't know. And I've flown it, but you might say, well, why don't you know whether the camera gimbals? Because the problem is that it has a little transmitter, nice transmitter, with a place to put your iPad or your iPhone so you can basically set waypoints and do all the fancy Google Maps stuff and that. But it doesn't have an Android app. And I contacted Walkera and said, what's the guts? Where's the Android app? And they said, oh, only iOS 7 or above. And I thought, well, what? That's a bit silly, isn't it? As far as, last time I checked, the Apple products had 20% of the market and Android products had nearly 80% of the market. So they have focused on a tiny sector of the market. And I put to them also that if I am an Android user with my cheaper Android phone or my cheaper Android tablet, I'm not going to go out and buy an Apple tablet or an Apple phone just to use this. However, if I was an Apple user, I'd probably go and buy a cheap $99 tablet to use this. But you can't buy a $99 iPad or a $99 iPhone. So I think they've made a mistake. I think they should have brought the Android app out first. And the really interesting thing about this is not that it's just another quadcopter, but it uses augmented reality. What's that mean? Well, here's a little bit of video from the Walkera video on the thing. It flies as an ordinary drone, but on your iPad or your iPhone screen, you get to see the FPV image, and it can be overlaid so you can play games. So one of the games is where you fly through virtual race gates. One of them is where you do a sort of version of Pokemon drone, so these coins and symbols appear in midair in front of you, and you have to fly into them to get the points. And then there's another one which involves virtual fighter craft. So you're basically chasing alien craft and they're shooting at you, you're shooting at them. All the while you're flying your drone in the real world. Now, this is probably going to be very exciting and a great deal of fun, but I have my concerns as to whether people who don't know how to fly drones are going to go out, buy these things, start playing these games, and end up smacking into trees, buildings, people, houses, maybe even aeroplanes. So until I've had a go at it, I don't know. Maybe there is a minimum or maximum height restriction on here to avoid hitting people on the ground or airplanes in the sky. I would certainly hope so when you're playing the game that there'll be height restrictions, but it still doesn't stop you hitting buildings and things, I don't think. Really quite a bit of a concern. So I will be looking at this. I'm going to try and borrow an iPad because I'm only a YouTube video creator. I can't afford Apple products. Goodness me. So I'll try and borrow an iPhone or an iPad and then test this out and let you know what I think. But there will be a video, sort of a quick look, because it has some cool stuff. It has ultrasonic ranging for the altitude hold and things, and it flies pretty damn well for a standard, automated GPS-based quadcopter. So we'll look at it for what it does and what it should do, and see what you think. But they've changed the name now. It says Airbot on here, but again, Walkera, not thinking ahead. They made these boxes, obviously, and branded the product Airbot, and then they found out, oh, someone's trademarked that, we can't use it. So now it is the AiBao or something. Oh, anyway, I'll put the name here, AiBao or something. Again, what's with the impossible to pronounce names? Why not call it Fred? This is the Walkera Fred, and we're going to use a bob antenna on it. Be simpler, wouldn't it? That's where I'd go, never mind. So that's coming up too. So that's the weekly news for another week. I'm out here, I've been working all day on these videos for the electrical theory. That final one, or the introductory one, has been done, so now I can post most of them. Sweet. And I will be doing a lot of builds. The rain is supposed to stay here for a few days, so try and get all these builds finished, get these fixed wing things, get some flight videos up for you. In the meantime, if you want to see flight stuff, check out my XJet channel. Plenty of flying stuff on there. We've had really good turnouts here at the airfield. And I'll be doing a video shortly because many of you will recall that on my XJet channel I mooted creating an international model park here at Tokoroa so that we could basically turn our disused airfield into a valuable resource for the model flying community. Well, stay tuned. There's a video to come on that, and it could be fairly good news. There you go. Right, as always, questions, comments in the usual place. Meanwhile, I've got a hell of a mess on the bench to get back to. Yeah, that tidy bench, yeah, it was just momentary. It's all back to normal. Don't worry. Situation normal. I'll carry on. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye for now.